As it's time to salute a great organization in town because Stivers Ford Lincoln downright proud to salute a bunch of people working hard to save a bunch of apes is the way to put it, because there's a big thing going on Sunday to help out the Ape Cognition and Conservation Initiative, which is located just south of Pleasant Hill. It's been down there for a while, Jackie, and we introduced you to it a couple of years ago when we went out and hung out with Conzi for a while and got this great picture on the surface there, Eric. If you go to that, Conzi just looking over, trying to figure out what in the world we were doing there. But the big thing is to talk about what happens there, and in here to do so is Michael Renner and Scott Milne, as we have a great facility down here, Michael, that some people don't even know exists. We have to change that and help get some more funds for this, don't we?
Well, the mission of the APE Initiative is scientific research, education, conservation, and community engagement.
Now, tell everybody what goes on there.
Well, this is actually a world-class great ape research facility. It's only one of two places in the United States that has bonobos in a research facility. There are actually only about 200 bonobos in captivity worldwide. Worldwide in the wild, there are 30 to 50,000, but the terrain where they live is very restricted, and it's extremely hard to get real numbers, but they are an endangered species.
Now, Scott, people are looking at these and they're saying, oh, it looks like a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
Okay, but tell everybody what the main difference is.
Well, so the main difference is that they're a little, I think the term that's used often is they're more gracile than chimpanzees. So they're a little bit smaller. Chimpanzees have sort of more of a pale white face. Bonobos kind of have the full black face, which I think you can see a little bit here. But other than that, they kind of look pretty similar as far as just looks go.
Their social organization is actually much different than the common chimpanzee. It is much less aggressive in general. They tend to work things out through mediation and through getting along much more than having fights about things.
Okay.
So they talk to each other, sometimes with great enthusiasm, but they don't have a lot of fights, actually.
And why is it so important to study them as we are?
They are our closest living relatives.
To say, because they are communicating with each other.
They are capable of some very sophisticated communication. Actually, about 20 years ago, Conzi, who is the oldest of the bonobos in our facility, was measured to have roughly 3,000 words of comprehension in English. You could speak full sentences, relatively complex sentences that he'd never heard, and he knew exactly what you were saying at that time. And so they're remarkably intelligent. They're amazing creatures, and I wish the community could see them more often.
Now, Scott, does the community have a chance to see what goes on there? And if so, how can they do so?
So right now we do private tours. So if you're a school group or a church group or something like that, you can set up a private tour and you can come in and we'll do a little presentation and you get to see the bonobos. Other than that, we have done one open house, and hopefully we can do some more in the next couple months and do sort of more of a public thing, but right now it's just private.
Now, how big is the facility? I'm sorry, Jackie. How big is the facility? It's located just off of Army Post Road, for those people that are trying to picture in their mind where it is. So it's over on the east side of town, right?
Yeah, so we're located on almost 300 acres, and so we have all kinds of other wildlife in that area. And then the building itself, I'm not sure square footage-wise how big it is, but I can say we have a ton of room there. I mean, plenty of room for the 5 that we have, and then some on top of that.
You guys have been very creative about coming up with events to get the people, public, aware about what's happening out there, but you also have another event coming up this weekend. So can we have some details on what's going on?
Yeah, so the event that we have this weekend, it's going to be the first time that we've ever done this. It's our first community auction. So it's going to be at the Des Moines Social Club from 4 to 7. And it's in the culinary loft there. And basically what we've done is just gone around to as many businesses as possible in downtown and gotten all kinds of things donated. So we've got tons of gift cards from restaurants and things like that. We have a condominium in Mexico for a week's stay there that was donated.
You got another ape that's going to be hosting the event, so you don't want, yeah, exactly.
Right.
So we'll be fitting right in. But it is really an important facility because you learn so much from these animals, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of different things that we can do there. A lot of what we focus on is communication research, and I think Michael kind of touched on that a little bit. But other than that, I mean, we've got a really unique opportunity to do some ecological studies there. The yards that we have outside are huge. And we have some of the only ones that understand spoken English, so I mean, we can do some really unique things.
The ratio to people to bonobos out there is actually well above 1. They have a great life. They have a 3-acre outside play yard that they can go to with all kinds of things to climb on. There's a lake, there are tunnels. They have a very rich environment, and we're studying how they learn about that environment, how they communicate with each other, how they solve problems. we've got a broad variety of research going on. There's actually more scientific research money coming into that facility now than there ever has been in the 10 years it's been in Iowa.
Wow. And this is a world-class facility, isn't it?
Both in terms of facility and in terms of the opportunity to learn about these amazing animals. This is something that Iowa knows far too little about, and we've started to work to change that.
It's an amazing thing we have in our backyard, and it's something that we need to continue to support, and people can do that this weekend.
If they come out to the auction at 900 Mulberry on Sunday.
There you go.
Yeah, we're going to be out there, obviously, with bells on. This is very important and a great organization that we're going to be proud to be hosting. We're going to have some fun out there at the same time. We'll see if we can dig up some of the photos that we haven't shown on the air yet of Kanzi and I in our antics, just trying to have some fun out there. A couple of years ago, we were out there. That was kind of cool. So, and then actually, Kanzi was part of the state fair deal that we did with the mayor of Des Moines and a bunch of other locals came out there, and Kanzi helped judge a dessert contest at the Iowa State Fair via video, which was one of the first times ever. We all created some things, and then they took the desserts from the state fair. They took them over to Kanzi, and we communicated with Kanzi via video, and he recognized the people he was seeing. It was actually kind of a cool thing.
There's nothing more amazing than the feeling of walking in the morning and having them greet you.
Yeah.
Like, hi, how you doing? And
have them know it's not just a response.
It's not just a generic, you are a human, you're a live thing. They recognize you as individuals, and that's really very special.
Yeah, it was one of the more surreal things, Jackie. I think we talked about this after it happened. It was Kanzi could see us at the fair and who was there at the fair, and they had the cameras going around, and they were talking to him. They're going, here's the mayor of Des Moines, and he goes, and here's Lou, and he went over, and after they put the camera on yours truly, Kanzi was looking out of the corner of his eye, and when he saw my face come up on his monitor, he kind of went, he recognized the person that was there, which was kind of a neat thing.
One of the more interesting experiences I've had is when I was just starting to work there about a year ago. They use a lexigram key system where they touch keys to show what they're trying to say to you. And I had just started to learn that process. And Kanzi touched a couple of keys for me, and I looked at it, and I didn't quite catch what he was saying. And I had a momentary blank look on my face. There's nothing more humbling than having a bonobo look at you like you're an idiot. There was just this look on his face like, well, it was very clear what I said. You should be paying attention.
What was he saying? Do you remember what he was telling you?
Never figured it out.
Never figured it out.
Well, hopefully you're paying attention and you're going to head to the event this weekend. So once again, give us all the details so we can get there.
So it's at the Des Moines Social Club in the Culinary Loft from 4 to 7 p.m. That's catered by Mallow, so we have a cash bar from Mallow, and there'll be some sort of hors d'oeuvre plates there. And I think we've got close to $6,000 worth of gift cards and things like that donated, so there's all kinds of stuff. We also have some custom paintings from the bonobos. Fire Trucker Brewing Company actually has done some awesome stuff for us. They came out and actually did a collaboration with Kanzi. They do some of their own art, and they came and painted with Kanzi at the same time. Yeah, their paintings are great.
Really?
So they did kind of like a three-way collaboration with Kanzi. So yeah, some really kind of original stuff there.
And Lou will be there, so it will be fun.
That's it.
Yeah, and Lou's going to be there. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in. Looking forward to Sunday. Again, Sunday, 4 to 7 at the Social Club. It is the auction for the apes, so we're looking forward to that.